Hi guys. So today I'm going to tell you how to grow cherry trees from seed. And it's actually easier than you would think. So all you really need is some paper towels and a big plastic bag and cherries, of course, and maybe a pair of pliers, probably. So basically the cherries that you get at the store, and once you eat them, they have the little pit in them. Well, that pit is actually a seed covered in a shell. So for easier germination, I would definitely recommend cracking that shell open. Just so, especially I've seen with other seeds, like maple seeds, they have a thin casing on them, and even that can prevent them from sprouting or living. Just the strength that it takes to get past that casing is just too much for some maple trees. So I assume this would be even worse for such a thick seed. So basically all you want to do is once you collect your seeds, once you've eaten your cherries, you just put them in between a pair of pliers and put it in, like, cover the blast area, I guess, because it will explode. And then you just squeeze it really tight and it'll crack open. Just make sure not to damage the seed. Some of these I damaged, but it's fine. As long as you do like at least 10, it should be good. So, the way you sort your seeds after you've done that is I only use the ones that sank to the bottom in here, and I use some that rose to the top here. So usually sinking to the bottom means it's a good seed, but this is not the case with cherry seeds, obviously. So I got 2 germinating here, and does that one have a tail? Is that one cracking? I think it is, actually. Let me see. No, it's just rotting. It's really soft, and that's not a tail. So this one and this one are looking pretty good, and I got 1 out of the ones that sunk to the bottom. So I would think that these would be better, but that's not the case. These had, I didn't run the germination rates, but they were pretty much equal, I assume. So once you have them cracked, you just put them in a paper towel and fold it over and moisten it a little bit and put it in a plastic bag. This bag could be stored anywhere. I just put it on a counter or somewhere. It doesn't really matter as long as there's moisture in it. And you can see there's condensation on the top, which means there's a lot of humidity in this. And humidity pretty much always tells seeds when to sprout. So you want it humid and moist. And this worked great, actually. Some of them did mold over, as you can see this one. It actually tore a hole through the paper. And others just flattened out like this, got mushy. They're starting to rot through, I think. But I did get a couple germinating. This one, I'm surprised that didn't germinate. That was like my best one. I remember one of the biggest seeds besides this one. But it does seem that the biggest seeds have the best germination rates, so don't bother with a seed that's smaller than like this one. It's probably not going to germinate. Like this. None of these germinated. So once you have them germinated, you just want to put a little divot in your soil. I wouldn't use, you could use potting soil, I guess, but if you're gonna plant them outside, I would recommend using something in between potting soil and your native soil. So here I have a ton of organic matter that's not broken down yet. Some of it is, some of it isn't. And I'm just gonna place it in here, and you just wanna water it in. So just don't break the taproot. It can be hard getting it out of the paper towel sometimes, because it digs into the paper towel. Won't focus. But still won't. That's weird. So you just want to put it so the root is facing down, and till about the first leaves, which these are. So these will be the first leaves. They will unfold. They already are. And they're photosynthesizing right now because they're green. So it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but you just put it in there. Oh, just don't break the taproot. And just backfill it a little bit. And then you want to also moisten it. I pre-moistened this. And you can also put a plastic bag on top of this, like over it, and cut a hole in it, just so it's really, really moist in there. But that's not really necessary. There we go, number 2. Just make a little divot. Cool. And I'm not expecting all these to live, like the shell just fell off that one, which shouldn't be a big problem, but they're gonna go through a lot of transplant shock. This one is probably the most likely to live if I don't break the root on accident, which is pretty hard. Alright, looks like I got it. And just dig a deep hole for this one, for the whole root. You don't want to cram the root in there. Give it more than enough space, and then just backfill. And there's your cherry trees. So you just let these grow, put them under a grow light or in a windowsill or something, and just give them a lot of sun, and you should get some leaves soon. Very soon, actually. These already are leaves, but you should get your true leaves soon after this.